What's going on, everyone? Back again. Today I got a little different video for you. I got the Rubicon UC3 here. We're going to take a look at 4 different Rubicon UC3s. One of my personal favorites, extremely versatile piece. The different drillings are going to really show you the versatility of this ball. And yeah, it's the reason why it's been around for a little while. So let's take a look. They all have the same surface prep. And yeah, let's get right to the video. All right, guys, we're gonna check out these Rubicon UC3s. I have 4 different ones here. First one I'm gonna start with is the 4-inch pin one. This is how I would normally drill a pitch black or a Zen-U. We're on the house shot. About 42 feet, quite a bit of mills. And with this lane surface, it's not uncharacteristic to see these go down the lane a few times in league. I personally don't throw them in league anymore, but I know a few buddies of mine who do. So again, this is technically the quote-unquote strong one, the 4-inch pin one. And so what I see, and let me preface this before we get further, all of these balls have the same surface, which is right around a 2000 on a spinner. Because the steps I went 500, 1000, 3000, and then 2000 back over top. The 3000 was a little too shiny for what you'd like to see on the house shot here with the UC3. So all these are the same surface. But this one is the strongest one for me, the 4-inch pin one. I use this when I'm trying to get it to start up really, really soon and go forward. And on the house shot, it's normally not what you want. So the first shot, we were able to get it through the fronts a little better. These last 2, not so great. Throw one more shot. Try to throw about 4 shots a ball, just to show you the differences. And it is kind of harder to see what I'm talking about on video. But maybe talking through it, I can explain it to you and kind of show you what I'm seeing. So that one, I purposely hit it harder to get it to read in the fronts, and then it overhooked. But you cannot really be nice to these, because as soon as you are, as strong as they are, just like any other strong ball, they won't hit if you're too nice to them. So the strong 4-inch pin one, something I really, really like to use on those longer patterns when you still need those control balls and something really early. I mean, UC3s are very, very strong. They're very strong. And anyone who says they're not, they either 1, haven't thrown it, or 2, they just don't want to see it. But anyway, so now we're going to go to the taller pin one. This is right around 4 3/4 from my PAP. Much smaller valve angle if you're looking at duals. All right. So that one actually lets me throw it a little further away from me than the 4-inch pin one. I did throw that a little right, but it's quite a bit cleaner, quite a bit more responsive due to the taller pin. And I actually did use this one a good little bit in league shortly after they came out. So that one's more up the lane like the 4-inch pin one. It's very similar, like overall reaction in terms of how they hit, but that one was way cleaner. Like I didn't feel like I had to fight that to get through the fronts, where the 4-inch pin one really wants to start up really soon and get forward. we're gonna try to split the difference between those two shots with this tall pin one. You can see what I'm talking about, how much cleaner. I hope you can see anyway, because it's hard, and unless you, it is urethane. It's still got a core in it though, so you can see where it wants to rev up. And these layouts, because of how dynamic this core is, layouts really do matter on these. And that's why I've drilled so many of them, because they give you quite a different reaction. Like this is by far the cleanest one I have, this tall pin. And so it gives you that hit when you miss it in a little bit, where the other one, it wouldn't ever go really light swisher on the house shot, but that 4-inch pin one, just because of how early it is, you're probably gonna flat tin a lot. All right, so you've seen the tall pin one, you've seen the 4-inch pin one. We're gonna go to probably my favorite one of all of them that I use on patterns. And I actually did use it in the league a couple times. But this is the 4 1/4 inch pin, pinned down below my ring finger. What this does, allows this one to flare less and be more urethane-y in terms of like pitch black or something like that. But it still drives like reactive. So because of that big core, that core wants to get going no matter what. And the cover is what's slowing it down. I just want to minimize the flare, because this was actually the second one that I drilled out of all of these. And the 4-inch pin one just flared too much sometimes. It was really good on those longer patterns, but I felt I needed one for short patterns. So I drilled this pin down one, and it flares about half as much as the 4-inch pin one, just because it's pinned down. Ooh. That one kept going, didn't it? Trying to move. You still got to think about this, you know, like I say, it's got a big core in it, but it still is urethane. So you don't want to make drastic changes in your moves, because normally you can over move too much with the urethane. So what we're going to do is just move one, and maybe try to give it away a little bit more, because it is the house shot. And that's exactly what it needed. One, and just give it away a little bit more. Like I say, it's my favorite one, I think, personally. The pin down ones let me do more of the urethane trick that I do with pitch blacks, which I throw a lot of. All right, one more shot with this pin down. 4 1/4 one. Yeah, it's just, that one's definitely the favorite one. My second favorite one is probably the one you're getting ready to see here. And it's a 5 1/4 inch pin, pin below the middle. I've put all the layouts in the beginning of the video in case you happen to skip through and want to just get to the video, which I'm guilty of doing as well. This one flares the least out of all of these UC3s. And the reason I did this, around the time the gem came out, I drilled the gem, and I wanted to drill a UC3 with it, so I drilled them the same. And this ball is really, really good on the tough stuff. And you can see it's earlier actually than the 4 1/4 one, because I don't really know why, to be honest with you, because it's a longer pin. But it just is, and it flares less, and that could be a reason, because it's much more like urethane. I say more like urethane, they're all urethane, it's just more of the traditional urethane. How about that? More closer to the pitch black, the way I see this one. Both of my pin down ones are quite a bit earlier than the other ones. Very little. So we'll move one more left because it is earlier. It's earlier downlane. It's when I was going at earlier. I said it was earlier than the other one. It's earlier downlane. It's actually cleaner in the fronts. Oh, it goes to the pins really good. Yeah, the pin down below the ring finger is actually earlier and smoother. Where this pin down below the middle is cleaner, but just as smooth. So it just picks up in a different spot down lane. I feel like this one doesn't go quite as forward as the 4 1/4 one. So they're a nice combo. When the 4 1/4 one gets a little too forward, I go to this 5 1/4. Yeah. So there you have it. The UC3s, all 4 of them. Huge fan of UC3. And I think, you know, if you're, let's say, rev challenged, or maybe looking for a urethane ball in pitch blacks or Zen U's or more traditional type urethane balls that don't have a big core in them, you have a hard time getting them to hook. The UC3, I know it's been out for a long time. The reason I wanted to do the video is I forgot how many, 1 I had, and 2, just to show you the differences in how you drill them. More of an educational video, not really a push this sail ball video. Just to show you the differences of what you can get these balls to do, because they're extremely versatile, and there's a reason why they're still around. They've been around for quite a while now. So yeah, that's all I got for right now. Make sure you go to your local Storm VIP Pro Shop or any pro shop, talk to them about what layouts would look good for you on urethane, because a lot of people, either you're against it or you're not, but urethane is part of today's game. And if you're not able to get the traditional urethane balls such as pitch black or Zen U or stuff like that to get them to hook in the right spot, definitely check out the UC3, because it gives you an option that nobody else has. I mean, we had this ball is just, it's just special. I mean, it's a perfect blend because of the big core, that the guys that don't have a whole lot of rev rate, or you might be speed dominant, and you still want to have that control in urethane, the UC3 gives you that, and I think a lot of people overlook it. But I say that at the same time, sales still are doing pretty good. So yeah, that's all I got for now. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure when you ever go and drill a Storm or Roto Grip 900 Global ball, throw turbo products in there. And if you like my outfit for today, please check out efx.co or apparelefx.com. Use my coupon code at the beginning of the video and it will get you 10% off. Thanks so much for watching. I will catch you on the next video, and please like, subscribe.